Rutgers, 9 wins. You have another potential season of possibly 10 wins. What's it like to be in this situation, going into Florida week, knowing that you can improve your standing and being in your 6th bowl game?
It's always good, and just the thing in the back of our head, we can finish our season like the right way with double-digit wins. And Coach Fisher keeps stressing that, and we just want to go out on a good note.
What was the injury that caused you to come out?
Just my ankle just tweaked a little bit. That was it.
What is it that helps you get back in the game, man? I mean, is it just adrenaline? Is it whatever they do on the sidelines?
It just be nothing too bad, and I just try to come get it checked on, and before it get too bad, and I just try to make sure that the trainers know what's going on with me, and they do a good job of taking care of me. So that's why I go to the sideline and make sure everything's all right.
What's going through your mind when it's like the second play of the game and you're already out? I mean, are you like kind of agitated at that fact?
I'm just thinking back in my head, I'm gonna get back out there, and I'm gonna go back out there and just compete with my brothers. And I just be wanting to be out there, and back at the back of my head, I be like, I'm going back out there.
Is it a little frustrating for you ever? Because it seems like something happens every week that
I just feel like it's part of football, and it's an injury that I gotta play through now. And I done put that in my head, I gotta play through injuries now. And I know I gotta go, and I gotta just go out there and play through it.
As far as the offense, what was your thoughts? Because today it seems like there was efficiency, there was a lot of consistency. In fact, the O-line I think only had 1 false start penalty. How did this group feel compared to maybe the last few games?
We just getting better as the week goes, and in practice it's the same thing. We having better practices every week as we go, and I just feel like we gelling more as the season going, and it's just showing on the field, and I just feel like we keep doing that. We'll be the team that we want to be at the end of the season. It's big, so like I always say about the Miami rivalry, it's bigger than us. And this rivalry been going on before I was even thought about. And we just got to continue the legacy going. And we got to have a good week of practice. And it's Florida and Florida State, so it don't get no better than this.
Is there any difference knowing that you were committed to UF at once?
Nah.
Allison.
Yeah. So does it add a different element to it this year, knowing that you do have the chance to play spoiler, and knowing that for the first time in a long time, they're having a good year?
Yeah, Florida having a good year this year. Hands down to them, they're a great team. They physical on defense. They have success on offense. So we just looking forward to a good game and going out there and competing against Florida.
Jalen Tabor had some great words to say about you. Said you're better than Fournette and Derrick Henry. I mean, those guys are top 10 defense and rushing defense this year. What can you say about those guys on defense?
Who you said?
Jalen Tabor said you're the best running back in the nation.
That?
One of the DBs for Florida.
Oh, that's their opinion. Fournette and Henry, great backs. And, that's their opinions. And we're gonna go out there and we're gonna compete against them next week. And that's just their opinions.
They're gonna be one of the only teams that play all three of you guys. I mean, does that give you any incentive to ball out?
I'm gonna ball out anyway. I want to win a football game, and because it's Florida and Florida State. I want to go win a football game. And, I'm a ball anyway.
I got a question. LaMarcus Brutus on his interception, he got tackled, like 10-yard line, 12-yard line, something like that. But he mentioned, he wanted you to win the Heisman, so that's why he let the guy tackle him so you get another touchdown. What's your thoughts about that?
I know my teammates love me, especially LaMarcus. And LaMarcus is one of the guys I look up to in our senior class. And by him falling on the ground, which I knew he wasn't supposed to get caught, and him falling on the ground and letting me score, I just want to thank him for that.
It's all love, bro.
Davin, when players like this, man, Reggie Terrence, I mean, the last game's in Doak. I mean, it has to be an emotional time for you guys. I mean, knowing it's the last time.
It's supposed to be an emotion, but man, we had fun today. That's how our senior class is. They enjoyed the time here. That was their last game. You wouldn't even know it, because they enjoyed the day, and I like that.
Of course, there's been a lot of good memories here today, but I'm sure you've heard about what's gone on back home at the Central game last night. Everything with Miami and Western. I mean, what's been your thoughts just to kind of still have family, friends there, knowing what they're going through?
Things happen that game. People get frustrated. Just what happened was my team, and people get frustrated at the games, and let their emotion take over what the kids got going on. And I'm just glad everybody's safe, and it's a bad thing that happened.
Anything else, guys?
Just thoughts on adding another record now, most yards from scrimmage in a single season in school history. Seems like you keep piling them up.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
That was, you made an announcement that there was another one above that one that was in the notes. So he hasn't got there yet, but he will.
But he will.
Do you feel like the fact that you've had to fight through so many injuries should be considered when people talk about you for the Heisman?
Yeah.
I think an injury is part of being a running back. And, you know, I don't realize that now by playing the position so long. And, you know, the Heisman talk is the Heisman talk. And, you know, I feel like I always say every week, I just keep playing my game and, you know, going out every week and, you know, just competing with this Florida State uniform on, that spill on my helmet, and I'll be good.
Thanks, Tom.